Hideo Kojima, the man who delivers. With every game of his, an experience that becomes one of the most iconic mix of storytelling and gameplay in the gaming industry. The man is a legend, and his work needs no introduction. But well, I definitely do need one, so my name is Naveed Siddiqui, and needless to say that I'm a huge fan of Kojima-san's work ever since the days of the first Metal Gear Solid game. This video is not going to be an in-depth analysis or anything like that. I am a member of the Death Stranding subreddit and have been meaning to post some of my thoughts that I've had after the latest E3 trailer. I haven't had the chance to do that, and there are so many things in my mind that I wanted to write about, so I was like, you know what, let's make a video about it. And so this video will basically consist of some of the thoughts that I've had and some of the theories that I've read from the fellow Ludens on the subreddit. So there are so many amazing theories, and many of them stood out to me. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to jot down the names of each and every member who made those posts. So this video basically is credited to all the members of the Death Stranding community. And as we all know, the game has already begun, and here is me, trying to continue playing it. I'm going to be talking about trailer 4, and I'm sure everyone has already seen many videos and theories about the first 3 trailers, so I'm not really going to be talking about those, but I might just refer to them every now and then. Sam Porter Bridges is supposedly the name of Norman Reedus' character, which is very odd and interesting. We know for a fact that Sam works for organizations named Porter and Bridges, and I think Porter might be even a sub-branch of Bridges. It is possible that in the world of Death Stranding, a person is known by the name that they have been given and the organizations that they work for. The way Lea Seydoux' character says the name is like she's taunting Sam, that you are Sam Porter Bridges, so you work for Porter and Bridges. Something just seems off about it. So Sam is a man who delivers. A delivery man basically, and we see throughout the trailer that he's traversing all these landscapes to deliver different things, which range from bodies to equipment. We don't really know exactly which organization he's working for because the name of the uniform keeps changing from Porter to Bridges. Could it be that he is a freelancer, maybe? Who knows? But we also later come to see Lea's character, who is working for an organization named Fragile, whose tagline is "Handled with Love," apparently a delivery service company. But then she asks him,
"Wanna come work for me? Must be tough out here on your own."
I can't help you with that. I make deliveries. That's all.
To me, what this implies is that Fragile is more than just a delivery service. It does something more which Sam clearly doesn't want to be a part of. The characters of Sam and Lea also have a conversation where she says,
"Tears. A chiral allergy. So, you have dooms, like me. What's your level?"
I've got the extinction factor, but I think you got me beat.
You can see them, right?
No, but I can sense them.
Basically, Lea has noticed that Sam had tears roll down his cheek too, and also had an allergy effect because of those chiral entities being around him. I think this conversation actually takes place after the scene in the trailer where we see the transparent beings disappear and a tear rolls down Lea's cheek. The term dooms is mentioned and has been a topic of conversation for a while now at the subreddit, and the popular theory is that it is some kind of infection that the character has when exposed to these entities, or the black liquid, which I personally think is ferrofluid. This lets them interact with these entities in different ways, basically. Sam, who has a lesser level of dooms, is not able to see these things, but he senses them. His skin reacts to them. While Lea's dooms level has reached where she can actually see these entities. This is in a way proved in the scene where both Sam and Lea hold their breath to avoid the approaching handprints. We see that Sam is looking at the handprints while Lea's gaze is higher as she's actually looking at the creature that is making those handprints. The very first thing that I notice about these set of handprints is that they have nail prints extrude from them, which we hadn't really seen in the previous trailers. It makes me think that it is possible that we have looked at 4 different handprints in the 4 trailers that we have seen so far. Another thing that was very intriguing was the fact that the handprints seemed to be coming from beneath the surface, as the picture floated on the black liquid rather than being crushed by the impact. When the entity is rattling the cargo laying on the ground, the first handprint that is made creates a splash of the liquid. I haven't really seen that happen before either. When the handprint almost reaches Sam and Leia before changing its course, there is a vibration of sorts that makes particles around the handprints float and vibrate and fall back down. This to me stood out because I noticed at the end of the trailer when the Kojima production logo appears, the logo has a similar effect on it. We see little particles around it, and the logo even changes its color tone a bit to a bit more bluish. Knowing Kojima, this was definitely done on purpose. One thing I noticed for the first time is the presence of white strands along with the black ones, reaching up to the sky, or should I say the ceiling. I think the white strands represent other players who are currently in the living world in their own parallel universes, while the black strands are for the people who are online and currently in purgatory and the other world. This of course is speculation and I could be way off, so take it with a grain of, you know what I mean. We see Sam drinking from the water bottle, which only makes me think of Metal Gear Solid 3 and how survival played such a huge role in the game. Maybe Kojima is going to implement something similar in Death Stranding as well? Well, we do have all the hints in the trailer, from the water bottle to the very tough to watch toenail removing scene, and even the shower scene where I think Sam's bruises and handprints are washed off. I would personally love to see such a gameplay mechanic brought back. A big thank you and a shout out to one of our eagle-eyed fellow Ludens from the subreddit, whose name unfortunately I did not note down when I first read the post, but the credit of this finding fully goes to him. He noticed how in this scene it seems to be that there are birds flying upwards, but they are actually rocks levitating towards the sky/ceiling, much like the bodies in the 3rd trailer. So the lyrics "I sigh and fall to the ceiling" have a different meaning now. Is the purgatory a world that is upside down on top of the world we are in? Do these strands connect both the worlds? Are these chiral worlds? And do we keep moving between these 2 worlds throughout the story? There are so many questions that come to mind, but well, I guess Kojima is the only one who knows the answers to them right now. I also noticed one more thing about the rocks, but in a different scene. In this scene, as Sam climbs up or hikes his way up, we can see some rocks rolling down from the top of the hill that he's climbing on. The initial ones could be because of him, but the other ones rolling down coming from farther up make me wonder that, could this be the way other players make an impact on our world? We see these things happening, subtle things like rocks rolling down the hill, the rocks floating up towards the sky, strands appearing, smoke rising in the distance. All of this reminds me in a very supernatural way of sorts that we are not alone in this. The world might be changing around us through different parallel universes. This game looks absolutely gorgeous, and the Decima engine is working out amazingly well for Kojima and company. And to the people who think that this game is just going to be a walking simulator with no action, do you guys not notice that Sam makes a case in a very Transformers way turn into a freaking gun? And what about the guns in the 2nd trailer or the 3rd one? Come on. Kojima has already stated that this is more of a silent trailer with no explosions or gunfights. I would actually love to experience a game which is more about survival and doesn't require us to go guns blazing to complete it. Just have a new kind of experience. And the people who are complaining that not enough guns action will make this game boring can simply stick to playing Black Ops or Fortnite. Now I want to talk about the much talked about picture of Norman, Lindsay and the mysterious pregnant girl in the trailer. Of course the face gets smudged by a droplet of timefall cause Kojima. But I have loved how the whole community just went crazy about solving or at least figuring out something about the picture, and kudos to all of you guys who have actually pointed out that the picture is taken at the Oval Office in the White House. There are hints there, like the flagpole and the curtains, And it would even further explain why the bridge's logo has the spider web begin from Washington, D.C. These revelations have also led to many questions such as, is Sam related to the president? Which seems to be Lindsay's character in the picture. Her clothes kind of look presidential and formal. Lindsay is older in this picture but appears way younger at the end of the trailer. Sam doesn't even remember her, when in the picture you can clearly see that he's standing right next to her. This makes me wonder, has Sam experienced a memory loss? Is the game about us playing as Sam finding the truth about his past? And another great question is, who is that pregnant girl? The very first thing that came to my mind was this. Yoji Shinkawa's figurine design for Death Stranding, and yes, that is a baby bump. So, could this be her? Is she Sam's wife? Or is she another form of Ludens? Is she one of the 5 floating entities? Again, there's so many questions rather than answers. The tears that roll down are in the reaction to the entities being around. Sam had it in trailers 3 and 4 and also the other characters who were in those trailers. Another thing that I noticed was the appearance of a rainbow when the tear flowed down Leia's cheek. Rainbows are almost in every trailer that we have seen so far, and they appear to be inverted. What that means, well, I actually have no idea, but I know for a fact that it'll definitely play a big part in the story. Okay, so I would love to have that umbrella in real life with the same vibration functions, just to get rid of the water droplets. Like, how freaking cool would that be? And yeah, the blue rope around her waist definitely suggests that good old Sam isn't the only one hiking and breaking toenails out there. There always have been casting rumors around this game, with one of the leaks suggesting Idris Elba is going to be in this game. A picture posted on Instagram by Emily O'Brien also suggested Troy Baker's involvement in the game, which was pretty much expected as he's in almost every game ever made, and without a doubt I'm a huge fan of his work as well. Of course, the legendary Mads Mikkelsen is in the game, which makes me the most excited about this game because I've been a fan of his work and his acting skills. He simply owns every character that he does. We also know that Guillermo del Toro is lending his scanned face and his body for this game, and knowing that Troy Baker is voicing a character, I am 90% sure that Troy is going to act and voice del Toro's part. This voice.
Sam, if one of those things eats you, it'll trigger a void out. You'll come back, sure, but the surrounding area will still be a crater.
I am almost certain that this is Troy Baker and it is del Toro's character we are hearing over the communications. So we know that if Sam dies, there will be a void out, which is basically a huge crater that we saw in trailer 3, which will lead to this site where Sam is right now to be gone forever. So the plan Sam has is basically attach the baby to himself, and it becomes obvious that this baby, once attached, powers the mechanical arm which detects the chiral beings. And then he would go out as far away as he can from the site he's on and get caught, creating a black hole style void out, consequently taking the surrounding entities with him in a suicide mission, basically taking the easy way out of this situation, and later returning back to the site after exploring the purgatory to collect whatever he came in for. When it comes to these black floating beings, I think that there are other players who are online and have died, and are currently in the purgatory or the dead world. They are interacting with the player's world to consume them or steal from them, as it would happen in a Dark Souls game, how a player would invade your world and try to kill you. Okay, so I guess we are going to be eating tardigrades rather than snakes this time, which I'm fine with. They seem pretty crunchy and scrumptious anyway. And yeah, at the very end, the introduction of Lindsay Wagner, who is looking way younger and asking Sam if he remembers her. That leads back to my point of where these questions have arrived because of that picture that was shown earlier and how all of this connects to it. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I know for a fact that it will be mind-blowing in a very Kojima-esque way. But there's one thing though that I don't think anyone on Reddit has noticed yet, and I was like, how the hell did they miss this? Because I was able to spot it, and it's... I just had to, guys. I had to wake you up. So that was my 2 cents, well, more like my $100 on this trailer. I don't think Death Stranding is Silent Hills, but I do think that Kojima is using ideas that he had for Silent Hills and other games and implementing them in Death Stranding. The speculated release date of late 2018 is becoming highly unlikely. We have seen recently that there are some facial capture done in England, plus the interview where Mads Mikkelsen talks about global collaboration required for us to play the game and experience it fully. He also mentions that Kojima isn't fully happy with the game just yet, so I guess he's still working on making it even better. I know a lot of people are having second thoughts about this game. A lot of them are thinking that it is going to be just a walking simulator. The lack of information on this game has made a few people a bit uninterested in the game lately. But you know what? I actually believe in the skills and mastery of Kojima-san, and I'm sure he will deliver us a game that would revolutionize the gaming industry once again. I hope that you liked the video and what I had to say about the trailer. Once again, thank you to all the members of Death Stranding subreddit. This one is definitely credited and dedicated to all of you guys, all of you Ludens. I cannot wait to further speculate and analyze all the upcoming information on this game, and to finally play the game alongside you guys when it is released. So, take care guys. Until next time.